In the small town of Mars Hill, North Carolina, population 2,118, it seems everyone knows Zach Benton, even the barber.
I've got 3 daughters, and Zach kept sitting here looking at their picture sitting over there. Zach asked me, he said, "Do you think I could be her boyfriend?" I said, "Zach, you need to talk to her about that."
To catch up with Zach, I brought along my friend Amanda Booth, who's got her own kiddo with Down syndrome, just a few years younger than Ruby. We're both dying to know what Zach's life looks like now, living on his own and working full-time on the custodial staff at Mars Hill University. Zach's one of our past recipients, now 24 years old. Zach! Oh my gosh, we're so proud of you. What's your favorite part of living on your own?
My favorite part of living on my own is mostly just having my own space, cleaning up my apartment on Sundays, or just my cleaning days.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your job.
Usually, I get up about 4:20 or 5:20 in the morning to get ready for work.
Wow.
That's early.
That's super early.
It's really early.
My actual job is housekeeping.
Amanda and I are trying to imagine what it could be like for our own kids, Micah and Ruby, when it's time for them to step out into the workforce. For Zach, he's up each day at the crack of dawn.
I go to the facilities, clock in about 6:27. 6:27 I clock in, then I go to my dorm or building.
He catches a ride from a coworker, then punches in at work on the dot.
He's on time every day, and he has it down to the second. I think he watches that clock, and he knows when to punch in and out.
He told us yesterday it was his dream job.
Well, that's what he told me. When he first came to meet me, he said, "I've always wanted to work at Mars Hill University." And then after he got the job, he was so excited. We have a lot of turnover. The job is hard, and it doesn't pay great, and so we have a lot of turnover. A lot of people don't want to do this type of job either. And so to find someone that's actually happy and enjoys it and does a good job, it's hard to find.
Spray for doorknobs, handles, all that, railings.
Did that already.
Good job.
So what advice would you give to another employer who might be, scared or nervous or just not know if they would want to hire somebody with a disability?
I knew he'd be capable because I'd been around Down syndrome before, so.
See, I was the opposite. So I was nervous because I didn't know, what then we would have to step up to do. Well, just over a period of time, I could see, the difference in him and another housekeeper, and he was doing just as well or better than some of the housekeepers that don't have Down syndrome. So that's what changed my mind. Okay, we have him. I want to keep him.
To help him be the very best at his job, Zach requires a team of helpers who work for an agency called Mountain Area Community Services. They're contracted by the state to help students with special needs like Zach succeed, both at home and in the community. So what kind of growth have you seen from when he started to where he's at now with the supports that he's had?
Man, I've seen tremendous growth. There were areas around understanding social boundaries and nuances and things like that that we needed to continue to support Zach in. Yeah. But in the last year, he's matured and developed in ways that we all do, especially in our 20s, right? Yeah. In your 20s, every year is like a decade almost. It's right. You really grow through experience, and I've seen him learn how to regulate himself. It's as if he's kind of like a model, a new standard in my mind of what is possible for somebody that does want to work 40 hours a week, does want to be independent, I've seen it. It's not just like a theory or an idea or a concept.
So it's raising your expectation across the board. And when work is done for the day, it seems Zach has a busier schedule than we do.
Over time, we just got to know each other, and it's almost impossible not to become friends with Zach. He's just such a personable person.
So Zach's he's got some game, you know? I mean, I think I told him, I said, you kind of look like Dave Matthews, man. And you're kind of slick. And you've got some charisma. You're not shy. Zach will go up to anyone and talk.
Just ask anyone around, from Pat in the campus mailroom.
The Zaxter. Zaxter is one of my best buddies, and he thinks like 15, 20 steps ahead.
To Zach's karate teacher.
He's just earned his high brown belt, and he's working towards his first-degree black belt. He's determined.
To his former elementary school teacher.
I have a son with special needs, and I see how independent and how amazing Zach is. And I just hope so much that my son can grow up and be as independent and so much as part of the community as Zach is.
And to the two most important people in his life, Zach's parents.
I think he's amazing. You know, one side of my heart wanted to believe that all this would happen. On the other side, you're kind of protecting yourself that if it doesn't happen, then we'll figure it out too. But no, this is incredible. And Zach has been an incredible kid.
They were there to fight for inclusion during Zach's early school years, and their expectations have never wavered.
But I just know, like for me, having a 4-year-old son with Down syndrome and then meeting people, seeing young men like Zach and parents like you, and it's so inspirational to see how hard he's working and how much love he has towards these opportunities that he's given. It's such an incredible thing to get to witness, and to hope that I can push Micah in those ways enough and then give him the space. Parenting a child with Down syndrome, a lot of times it feels fragile.
I'm sitting here thinking, you're learning when you can let go, and it's always scary, is what I'm hearing.
It is.
And it gets better, is what I want to say. It is so hard, because it's hard to let go and give him, not be protective.
Right.
So.
But then, like you were saying, then there's all those moments where you get to be impressed.
Yeah. I mean, I really just think you really need to expect that they can do anything and everything.
In so many ways, Zach blew us away, especially on this, our last night in town. We're back at Zach's apartment, and Zach's preparing an unbelievably tasty spaghetti dinner for us. Wow.
It's hard not to get choked up over the idea that your kid can make you spaghetti one day. It's like to just get that little glimpse.
The little glimpse is all it needs, you know, to just know that, you know, someday it's possible. Our kids are still so young, still going through their own ups and downs. But tonight, as we hang out with Zach, what an amazing thought. That with a little help from a village of friends and supporters, a future that looks just like this is a real possibility.
In a circle. Do that what? In a circle. Do that what? In a circle. Wait, I'm gonna say it like this. Do that booty in a circle, but you ain't no what? I can tell you this many years to 2 days ain't not, but you know I ain't caught up because I'm not gonna raise my hands. But when I raise my hands, I'll be doing some flip signs. But when I do my flip signs, I think we to give a C. But you know when I freestyle, I'm not gonna freestyle for my son's day. Because when